It's 2490 BC. Wooden boats cruise along Nile River in Egypt as thousands of workers stack giant stone blocks into a pyramid. This 200 feet tall structure honors a pharaoh named Menkaure. This pharaoh's father, Khafra, ordered construction of 450 feet height pyramid nearby, and his grandfather Khufu built Great Pyramid at Giza, largest of three at about 480 feet. Covered in polished white limestone, pyramids seem to glow in sunlight. Egyptians working on the pyramids are helping create a culture that will last more than 3,000 years. It will be one of longest-lasting civilizations in the world. During that time, ancient Egyptians created works of art and engineering that still amaze us today. People settled in Egypt as early as 6000 BC. Over time, small villages joined together to become states until two kingdoms emerged: Lower Egypt, which covers Nile River Delta up to Mediterranean Sea in north, and Upper Egypt, which covers Nile Valley in south. Nile River flows from south to north, so for ancient Egyptians, southern part of country was up. Around 3100 BC, a king, later called a pharaoh, united these two lands to be one country, and so historians begin long history of ancient Egypt here, dividing it into different periods. Most people in ancient Egypt were farmers. They lived with their families in houses made of mud bricks that were near Nile River. Nile flooded each year, leaving behind fertile soil for planting crops like wheat, barley, lettuce, flax and papyrus. As Egyptians learned how to move river water to their fields, they were able to grow more food, including grapes, apricots, olives and beans. During flood season, farmers couldn't tend their crops. So instead, some worked building pyramids, tombs, and monuments. Other people worked as scribes, people who recorded events, priests and doctors. Women in ancient Egypt had more freedom than those in other ancient cultures. Like men, they could be scribes, priests, and doctors, and they usually had same rights as men. Women could own their own homes and businesses. Ancient Egyptians also liked to have fun. They swam and canoed in Nile, played board games, and they enjoyed making music and dancing. In fact, Egyptians enjoyed life so much that they believed that afterlife would be almost exactly same, except without things like sadness, illness or pesky mosquitoes. Even pets like cats, dogs or monkeys would join them there. Being mummified, an important part of how Egyptians believed their soul would enter afterlife. So were tombs. These burial chambers were filled with things a person would need there: food, games, and even underwear. According to legend, ancient Egyptian gods also helped people in afterlife. A jackal-headed god Anubis helped guide people to underworld, where they would be judged by its ruler, god Osiris. Egyptians believed other gods helped them in real life, too. For instance, Osiris's wife, goddess Isis, helped cure human sickness, and goddess Tefnut caused rain to fall. Ancient Egyptian astronomers created a calendar much like ours based on sun's rotation and are thought to be first civilization to measure a year using 365 days. Historians think that division and multiplication were first developed by these people. This was also one of first civilizations to have written language using a system called hieroglyphic writing, in which symbols, not letters, represent words or sounds. These people even created writing sheets out of a plant called papyrus. Hieroglyphs are carved into most temples and tombs to record names and dates, describe events like battles and give instructions for passing on to afterlife.